let me go back to that. If you think about this business or any other business or any area of your life, if there's any area of your life that's just crazy to you right now, it's probably because you're investing your energy in variables that you cannot control. Make sense? Case in point, I have a family member who I love deeply, who is mentally ill and an addict and does not want treatment. I can't control his behavior or his decisions. Yes, but I
That's
can control my
correct.
attitude and focus on things that I can control and help. Does that make sense? That's a life example. Now, in this business, the variables are how many people I invited, how well I invited them, and how good a job I did with following up, because put this in your notes, life happens to everybody. You with me? Life is happening for everyone. So I'm going to do a quick lab for all of us today. We're going to be full out on this one. So if you can be on camera, if you're not in a place where there's nudity or public embarrassment, this will be a better eye contact exercise. But the goal is to master being comfortable with the invitation. All right. Now, the first thing I want to put in your mind, let me share my screen so that you can see my concept here. My concept, anytime I train, is going to be based on this fundamental truth right here. Tell me and I'll forget. Meaning if I tell you, you'll forget. If I show you, you may not remember at the time you need to remember it, but if you get involved in the process, you'll understand. Make sense so far? So if we think about the baseball diamond, we talked on last Wednesday about playing baseball, about mastering the basic steps and starting at the beginning with just having a list of people that you are aware of in life. I'm not saying they're going to be your business partners in MWR, but what I am saying is you got to have a roster of people that you're putting up to bat and practice piquing their interest, asking them questions, and inviting them to see something. So we're going to master getting on base, getting from home to first base and from first base to second base. Now, why do I focus there? Because that's how the numbers work out in baseball. You know, there are very few grand slam home runs by percentage. Like a home run is the least likely hit in baseball where they put it out of the park.
Yep.
Most common, single. Whether you pop it up in the air, hit it on the ground, first base is achievable for just about every batter, and it puts them in play, puts them in the game. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Doubles come second, triples third, home runs least common. It's the same in this business. So we just going to practice getting people on first base and from first base to second base. Now, what happens on first base in baseball? Oh, wait. I make this assumption that y'all have played baseball, that you watched the game. When you
You
get
got a
to first
batter.
base,
You got a batter box. You got a batter.
here's what happens when you go from home to first. When you get to first base, there's a coach 6 feet behind first base. He's watching with him because you're supposed to put your head down and run when you hit the ball. Am I making sense? Does anybody remember this part of the game? You running flat out. As a matter of fact, you are allowed to run over the first baseman if he is standing there with the ball, right? But your goal is to get down the line to first base, and the first base coach will be right there, either waving you on, go on to second, or saying, hold right here, letting you know where the ball is. Does that make sense?
Correct.
In this business, if you peek and pass, now you've got a coach. That's a part of the process that can help you move to second base, so you're not in the game alone. Does that help? Like people ask, why do you do three-way text? Or why do you say put us in a three-way text thread? For 2 reasons. So you can see what I say and copy, because being a copycat is perfectly acceptable in this business. And the second reason, second more powerful, more profound reason, is so that we are both we are always outnumbering the prospect. See, in any conversation or confrontation, the most prepared mind wins, right?
Yes.
Unless it's outnumbered.
Yeah, thanks.
It's 2-on-1. I want to create an unfair advantage for you in the process of having people to come be a part of seeing what we do. Now, the second thing I want to advise you on imposture. Imagine if your invitation was not to get people in.
Okay.
Wait, Rick, but I need 3 people to get 3 people to get 3 people. No, you don't need anyone. You need a certain number of people, but you don't need any person. Why am I putting that thought in your head?
Because instead of inviting them and letting them join a business, you're inviting them to see something.
Inviting them to see something. Because if I need them, my posture is different, isn't it?
Yes.
You ever have somebody call you needing something? Hands look like cups, begging people to come get wealthy. But if you call them with excitement, I found out about something. I care about you. I want you to see it so that you'll know. I'm not going to twist your arm. But if you see what I saw, we are going to make wealth real together and do things at another level that them other jokers weren't even thinking about. Does that make sense? Like, I want you to invite with care, with enthusiasm, with concern, but also with the idea that, matter of fact, put in your mind, you might not say this out loud, but put in your mind, you don't have to join anything. You don't even have to buy anything. I just want you to look, listen, and take notes. And if it makes sense, do what makes sense.
Like that. Makes sense. Do what makes sense.
If it makes sense to you, do what makes sense. Because if it makes sense, it also makes dollars, and I don't want to see you lose. Like, y'all remember that, like, the coolest kid in high school was actually not the one that was the most caring, but the one that didn't care. Like, I don't care. That caring, that empathy puts you in a position to have an advantage in the game. So I'm gonna go through some things, and then we're gonna practice some stuff together since it's just us. Is that okay? Because here's what I talk about. If the most prepared mind wins, the leader that produces the most prepared minds builds the biggest production factory. Like, our goal right now, coming out of this summer and into the back to school season, is to have the most prepared, most well-paid army of people that know how to do what we do in this business. And when it comes to recruiting, here's the thing that most people miss out on when it comes to being effective as a recruiter. I call them my 4 BPs. What do you see right there, William?
Be prepared, be yourself, be passionate, maintain posture.
Be prepared, be yourself, be passionate, and maintain posture. Now, when I talk about being prepared, there's a couple of things that you need to know ahead of time when you start the process. Number one thing you need to know is, when are my next 2 opportunities to have them see something other than me? That's preparation. Is at least having to, what do I call it? Y'all play spades?
Yeah, I know I do.
So if you got the big joker, the little joker, and the queen of spades, what do you have?
Mm,
You got 2 in a possible.
yeah, you got to listen to work with.
You got 2 in a possible. You got 2 that you know ain't nobody at that table gonna be able to take from you. And you got a possible with that queen of spades, because that ace and king are out there, and depending on how many other spades are distributed in the deck, that queen might not run. You got 2 for sure, and a possible. What 2 things are on your calendar coming up that are your 2 for sure? I can have an exposure. You know, we got Friday at noon and Friday at 6, just as an example. That's being prepared in your mind for, these are the next 2 things I'm going to. See, the first part of being an effective inviter is committing yourself to, that's when I'm gonna be there. Like, anybody ever been invited to a club or a party and the person that invited you wasn't there?
Yep. Way out in Miami one time too.
And did you ever go to another thing that person invited you to?
I almost cussed, but nah.
Hell,
Never
no,
again.
no. So that's the first thing in inviting is this. Everybody do this motion right here. This motion right here. Come on, let me see you. Come on, come with me. I'm going this way. Come with me. We getting ready to get wealthy. Come with me. I'm going to learn this thing that I'm excited about. I want you to be a part of it, but you got to see it. Does that make sense? Now that's not a script. That's a mindset. First idea of the mindset is I want you to see it and make your own decision, but I don't want you to make your decision based on seeing me. I want you to see this. Make sense?
Yes.
So being prepared is knowing, okay, I've got these exposures coming up. Here are the experts that are going to be there, and it allows you to edify a person better than a Zoom. Does that make sense? I want you to meet Darrell Harris. Rail Harris, man, Rail Harris taught us to change the name of Nashville, Tennessee to Cashville. This brother, boom, stepped into Zoom, started blowing up and building his business all around the country. And he did it from a position of humility. And the thing I love most about Rail is he loves helping people, and you're going to have a good time when you're around him. So make sure, don't just get there at 7. Click the link a little bit early. We hang out a little bit before we get started. Does that make sense? Think in your mind, I'm inviting somebody to a party. As a matter of fact, y'all want to know one of my success secrets?
Yes, sir.
I have a playlist that I play in the background while I'm inviting. You know the number one song on that list?
What's that?
Y'all know Luther Vandross' Bad Boy?
Oh yeah. Having a party.
Having a party.
Oh
Everybody
yeah.
singing. Listening to the music on the radio. Oh.
Oh. Having a party.
I'm having a party. We have, like when we were doing live events, and when we get back to these, the attitude is I'm inviting you to a party. The difference is instead of spending money and getting drunk at this party, you're going to learn to make money and get drunk off knowledge.
Hello.
That allows you to get, I mean, you know, if you need 7 days of Saturdays and you at it like that, do what you do. Let's just get wealthy first. Does that make sense? So the attitude is I'm prepared. I'm going. So here are the elements of preparation. Do you have them in your notes? If I'm prepared to invite, I know what I'm inviting them to. That's the first thing I know. Second thing I know, who I'm inviting them to see and why that person is special. Because you know what happens, William. If I invite my friend to see me, well, my number's already in their phone. They could see me anytime. I could come over and explain it to them anytime, but this might be the only chance that I have to put you and X Robertson in the same room. And I don't know what's going to happen, but in chemistry, they tell me if you put two explosive elements together, something's about to blow up. Excitement and preparation. So you know what the event is, you know that you're going, and you know who you're planning to introduce your prospect to. People are moved by other people more than they are by money. Do you agree? I mean, they don't invite you to church telling you that this church has the nicest pews and the best choir. I mean, best hymnal. Now, they might tell you about the choir. Oh, you saying something, X? You on mute. He might not be talking to us. Is he talking to us, Darrell?
I don't think so.
Okay.
He on mute though.
But those are the key elements of preparation. When is the event? Who's going to be there? I'm going to be there. Will I see you there? Will you come with me? Come with me is a better invitation than I'll meet you there.
He probably practiced.
Does that make sense? So now we got those three things in terms of our preparation. The last thing we need to be prepared is to have our active candidate list and have that thing hot and popping with people that you're adding to your list every day, right? Now, the second thing I do want to be clear about is these two in the middle. These two things are the reason anybody has an affinity to like you anyway. Like if you think about this business, people get in business with people they know, that they like, and they trust. So be you, because that's who they know. But also be passionate, even if being passionate isn't normally how you come across. Does that make sense? Because if you're normally cool, laid back, and suave, but your eyebrows are up and you're a little bit intense and excited, just that excitement in you will spark excitement in them. But when I say be yourself, how many of you have seen somebody that when they change to presentation mode, they're a little bit off? Like they start trying to use words that they don't use.
Big word.
Been there.
trying to do things that don't sound right coming from them yet. So if a person, like when people know me, like I intentionally, when I meet people at the gym, I make sure that when I exchange contact information, I send them my digital business card. Does anybody know why?
No, why?
In my
They can see
digital
you
business
everywhere.
card, I get the elevate above the sweaty dude that they know from the gym that's always encouraging everybody.
Now
It's
they
like,
see you on the street.
it's like I'm big and I'm intense in the gym, but then when they click the link, oh, this is a dude in a suit with a logo, a social media following, and a business platform. And I say I work hard and play hard. And I like the intensity that you bring to these workouts. I think if you work as hard on yourself with what I do, you could get free from that thing you were just complaining about.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not going to convince you, but take a look. If it makes sense to you, do what makes sense to you. And keep it moving, because I can't do a presentation that's sweaty in my tank top at the gym. I mean, I know the words, but it's a different effect. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then when it comes to being passionate, passion moves the masses. That movie they talked about for, y'all remember the movie, The Last Passion of Christ?
Mm-hmm.
It was his passion that changed the world. It was the way that he told his stories. And what did Jesus go around doing? Come follow me. He going over here. And again, if you cool, if you low key, if you a little bit borderline depressed, because I have my angry days. Anybody ever find themselves in an angry day?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Secret to talking to people when you're having an angry day, it starts right there. It's just raise your eyebrows. See, LaQuinta, raise your eyebrows. See, I told you. It's actually a psychosomatic thing. Like it is a part of the reflexes and the way our brain works, that when we're angry or in pain, we compress our facial features. And if you frown long enough, you'll get a headache. Have you noticed that?
Mm.
But if you
Yep.
had a headache and put your eyebrows up, that tension will start to release. If you mess around, raise your eyebrows first and your breastbone. Everybody do this. Pop your chest out so that your breastbone comes up and your shoulders go back. I guarantee you feel better in this state. This is physical. But by being in this state, you overcome the hunchback that most of us live through because we're on our computers or on our phones and our bodies start looking like a question mark. Bam!
I know why you said
Does that help? And then the last one is maintain posture. Posture is the thing that makes a difference in how people see you and how they see themselves if they were to take on doing what you do. If they think you look like you're begging people to come to an event, they'll think they have to beg and judge the opportunity based on your posture. Now, I have some things that I teach in scripting, but here's what I want you to know. I want you to know and internalize this. You are probably the only person that has given them a call in their lives where if they act appropriately, not only will they make money, they could potentially be the last person to have to make money from a traditional job in their family. What I look like begging them to get wealthy? Does that make sense? It's that posture. So the posture I want you to have is, it's not that I need them to get in business. I want for them a better outcome for them than they would have had without my input, without my invitation. If I didn't invite them, they wouldn't know. They ain't heard. Matter of fact, you can ask them the question. Have you ever heard of Make Wealth Real? Have you ever heard of Simple? Have you ever heard that you could have leverage of other people's knowledge, other people's time, other people's money, and other people's connections without having to own the company? Did you know that was possible? That's what I'm inviting you to see. Make sense? Does that make your posture better?
Yep.
Please give us meat. No. I'm gonna help you build your own table. We're not begging, we're building. Good. All right. Only a couple more slides, then we practice and then we go. Is that good? So if you think about it, your active prospect list, I talked about it on Wednesday, but the main thing you got to understand is your list should grow every day by the fact that you're alive and you are now in a business where it pays to pay attention to the people around you. And when it comes to this business, those that you think will do it, they won't. Those you think won't, will. Those you think can, they cannot. And those that you think can't, they actually can do it. The main thing that you have to make sure that you do is not prejudge. Go through the whole list and let them say no at the point that they do, knowing that you did your job. What was your job?
Expose the information.
To get them the best information, invitation to get exposed to the information possible, and to mark them further down the list if they're not ready today. Let's put this in your notes. At some point in their lives, everybody's going to need what you have to offer. They just don't know it yet. This will be important for all of us. And I think your team, William, Rel, LaQuinta, I think y'all are in the best place to implement this if you start building your schedule around a production factory idea, meaning the basic unit of work in this business is a power hour. What's a power hour? Take an hour where you set it aside to do nothing but quality invitations. If y'all are in the same place, I recommend doing what we used to do and what I'm about to start back doing here in Atlanta. We used to get together at Panera Bread on North Lake Parkway, right? We get a table in the back and we bring our printed list. Why would we bring our printed list? So that we could take notes on it, but also so that we knew our target and knew when we were finished dialing and or texting the people that didn't answer when we called them. Now, why do I prefer calling over texting? Does anybody know?
Because people just look at text and be like, I'll get back to it.
Text is asynchronous, and in a way, its own indication that is not as high a priority as a call for most people. But the second thing, even with the best emojis, they can't hear the excitement in your voice through a text.
Right.
Does that make sense? But if you get together and you're with other people making calls, Now you're creating a culture that's different than the one at your house. What's the culture at my house? I got a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old and a wife. Huh? That's who lives in my house. You know how many of them are making calls? None of them. Hell, 2 of them can barely talk. So I go away from them with an appointment with somebody else that's doing business things to do a business function. And then I come back home. Same way I clock out to go to work. Except the payoff is much higher. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then when it comes to being prepared for the power hour, it's really a matter of having a strategy that's effective. So if you build up your days, take the time that you have for work. So whatever your work schedule is for the week, most people, if you're an hourly worker already, you have to build your schedule week by week anyway, meaning the job says, these are the parts of your life that we're going to take in exchange for money. Yes? So you got to treat yourself like the boss of your job and put your business on your schedule. This is an example of what my schedule really used to look like at work, meaning from I usually would get up around 5 a.m. 5 to 6 would be my personal development time, get the kids to work here in the middle, and then I'd work and I'd take a couple of lunch hours to get away from my coworkers and go make calls, because our briefing was right here. This is Money Making Monday in our previous business. So you had a Tuesday before we moved to Money Making Monday, but Monday and Tuesday at lunchtime, I'm making calls to get people in general in person. We didn't have Zooms back then, into our in-person meeting. Does that make sense? Train Wednesday night, another power hour Thursday night. Friday, I wouldn't do no business. Another power hour the next day, and then Saturday, PBR, 1 or 2 PBRs in the weekend, the home profit parties, but building in the green time is my 1 to 2 hours a day. That's what I tell people when you're starting in business. You need to give yourself a good 1 to 2 hours. But if you add up all these hours, it's much more time spent inviting than there is presenting. Does that make sense? This is the structure that we got to get to build with power, is be powerful in our invitation process. Now, this diagram is probably too complex to go through today. We talked about eyebrows and posture. Where do I want to go from here? No, you know what? I've got a game plan. This is my cheat sheet. Anybody want a cheat sheet?
Yes, sir.
If you think about what's a place where you have appointments that they make money if I have an appointment. I know. Took my granddaughter to the neurologist today. Right? For those of you that don't know, she has epilepsy. She takes medicine and she doesn't have seizures. If she doesn't take the medicine, she has partial focal epileptic seizures. Neurologists bill our insurance thousands of dollars for an appointment where, to me, it looks like they weighed her, measured the circumference of her head, saw how much taller she had gotten, asked us some questions about what happened since the last visit, and it was over. That was the appointment today. But what did they do for that appointment? Well, as soon as I was leaving, they said she's going to need to come back in 6 months. They booked the appointment from 6 months from now, today. They booked an appointment for January of 2026, today. They sent me an email and a calendar invite for that appointment in 2026, today.
Yeah, they're booking their money. It's predictable. You know, you can look at what they're doing.
I mean, and even prior to this is just an example in our lives of someone who treats their time and their profession professionally. Because the appointment that we have today, well, they booked that one 6 months ago. They sent an email last month saying next month Asha has an appointment They sent a text reminder and they had somebody call 2 days before the appointment. What were they trying to do?
Make sure you make that appointment.
Make sure I didn't forget. Like if you've ever invited somebody to a Zoom or an in-person presentation and they didn't show up, the most likely reason is they forgot or something came up. Your invitation seemed casual to them and they said something like, I'll try to make it. Anybody said they're going to try to make it?
Yeah.
Make sure that here's a secret judo trick for that word when they say it. Cause I'm from Atlanta. Like I had to learn, like in New York, they'll just tell you no. Philly, no, I can't make it. Atlanta, well, I'll try to make it. Here's the secret judo. Well, what do you mean try? What do you mean try? Because trying is lying. Like in real life, Zoom is the most effortless way to be in anything. You can click a button and go right back to sleep. So you can say you'll be there, but you want them to treat this invitation as if they're locked in. And the way that you do it is by the quality of your invitation. I didn't make up this 8 steps, but I have not had it fail me yet. Meaning there's 8 steps for an effective invitation. And the first one, the reason that you compress all your invites into an hour is so that you don't have time to waste and you don't have time to waste your prospects' time. So step 1 is to be in a hurry. If I got to call 20 people in an hour, I mean, I got 3 to 5 minutes for this call. Second, you want to compliment the prospect. Third, you want to make your invitation based on how you choose to approach that person. And that approach varies based on how you think the person feels about you. I'll get to that in a minute. The fourth is pure posture. If I would you, everybody say that right now. If I would you, if I would you, and you're already halfway through the invitation, and then get a commitment, confirm the commitment, get a time and number, and get off the phone. Make sense? Well, maybe it won't until we do an example. LaQuinta.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
LaQuinta, you there? Hey, man, this is Richard Hart. I'm so excited. I'm glad I caught you because I just found out about something amazing. They asked me who the sharpest, most caring people I knew were, and I immediately thought of you. I found a way that we can take care of our children's college funds without having to work until we die. If I could put you into a conversation with the gentleman that's teaching me this process, he goes all over the country doing this for people. If I could put you in a private invitation-only conversation with him, would you commit to me based on the strength of our friendship to be there early and take notes?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, it's going to be Friday at 5 o'clock. Me and my partner, Brandy, having a grand opening. We're trying to share this with everybody that we know and care about, and you're at the top of my list. Now, it's going to be Friday at 5. You got that written down?
Yes, I got it written down.
I'm going to email you a calendar invitation and text you the link. What's the best email address to send that calendar invitation to?
LaQuinta41@gmail.com.
LaQuinta41@gmail.com. Okay, I'm adding you to the VIP guest list on the calendar. It should send an email that'll pop up on your phone.
Okay.
Also texting you just in case that email doesn't come through. But they're gonna start at 5. Try to get on like at 4:45 just in case there's any technical glitches. But LaQuinta, real deal. If you like what you see and they like what they see in you as much as I told them they will, we're not just gonna make some money. We're gonna get rich. We're gonna change lives. I gotta go. I love you to life. I will see you Friday at 6. Cool?
Cool.
Does everybody see how that sounds?
Yes.
Would you make it to that event?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, all that is these 8 steps. Did it sound smooth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've invited somebody to something before. I've invited somebody to this thing on Friday at 5 already. So it is you get better at it the more that you do it. But if you know what the steps are and you have your cheat sheet, the main thing is to be in a hurry. Maintain the posture. Like the if I would you is a maintain posture thing. And then the email and calendar give me a way to use technology to cheat on my behalf. Do you know why?
Notification.
Because if I get them a calendar invite, now the calendar is going to tell them an hour before and 15 minutes before. And I don't have to be the one trying to call them 15 minutes before. Does that make sense? The text message, they already said they were going to do it 3 times. Did you see there were 3 places where LaQuinta said, yes, she was coming?
Yes.
She's much more likely to come than if she was over there saying, I'll try. Make sense? So the psychological breakdown of the 8 steps, why it matters. First thing is just understanding that people being in a hurry is psychological, meaning you don't have to say exactly what I said, but people are always attracted to people on the move. Yeah. Ooh, 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 ooh. Y'all ever been to a party and seen somebody take off running?
Yep.
Did everybody run?
Yep. Like a domino effect.
Just about everybody ran. They didn't even know
Second.
that dude or why he was running.
Everybody
But
start
that
running.
motion creates motion in the same direction. Now, I'm not saying for you to go to a party and break out and run. I'm just giving that as an example, but it's a place you can see in your life where people that's on the move, people want to know why they moving like they moving. Does that make sense?
Yep.
It already intensifies their interest, but then the second step, when you compliment the prospect, and this is important, it's something I think most people miss out on an opportunity early in the process. The main thing that a sincere compliment does when it comes to talking to somebody about business is they agree with you. But you know, the average person is starved for sincere compliments. They get all the criticism they need from their job, their spouse, and their kids. Yes.
Yep.
But there's no one saying you've always been supportive of me and I appreciate you. You're one of the most connected people I know. And I always admire the way that you move and the people that you move with. You've been wildly successful. I've always respected the way you've done business. I think if you brought that success spirit to what we do, it'll change the game. Compliments, they already agree and they're leaning in. And then when I say decide how you're going to make the invitation, it is decide. Like when major league pitchers scout the other team that they're playing against, they decide what pitches they can throw them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the people on your list. Some people are your Reds. They expect you to look up to them. Some people are your peers. Y'all are on the same level. Y'all work at the same job or had the same job or went to the same high school. And some people are your Blues. They look up to you and you have to tell them what you need them to do. Now, it doesn't matter what category the person's in. I just want you to sort and invite appropriately. Meaning if you're going to invite somebody that you know is already successful in business, or somebody who's a professional networker, for example, hey man, I know you've been so wildly successful in the people business. I got my hands on something that just makes common sense to me. I would love to get your opinion on how to make the most out of what we got our hands on and to know who you know that needs to know this. That makes sense? That's how you invite somebody that you're looking up to. Right. Now, when it comes to your peers, you want to invite based on what y'all have in common. Man, I'm tired of Sam too. I hate his ass. I don't want to ever go back to that job. I think I found a way that we can get out of here. I found a man that's showing people how to replace their job income with income producing assets. And he's teaching the strategies for just me and a group of my closest friends. I'm not telling everybody around here about it, but I'm telling you because I like you. We getting together Friday at 5, virtually for about 30, 45 minutes tops. If I put you on my VIP guest list to meet my mentor and see how we can work our way to getting assets that produce income so we can sit our asses down, you want to roll? I'm not saying to cuss in your invitation, but I got friends that are my peers that know I cuss.
Right.
And then with your blues, with my little cousins, I say, listen, I know y'all are, out here trying to get things done and to build homes and wealth. You need to get some wisdom on your side. Come see what we're doing. And if it makes sense to you, we'll put you in a place where you'll have grown man money at a young age.
That's always the dream.
Right? It's varying the approach on the individual. The same thing is true in all of them. Did you notice I still maintain posture even though I was talking to a different audience? Can you tell I've talked to different audiences? And then the rest of it, if I would you, is pure posture. It's business in motion, meaning I'm not going to invite you if I invite you and you ain't gonna come. Did you notice that that's the condition before the invitation? I told them when the thing was. I did hint. I said, it's Friday at 6. Can you make it? But then I said, if I put you on my VIP guest list, would you set aside the time to show up early and take notes? That's much better posture than can you jump on this Zoom with me at 7? What does it do? It does this. MISS. Put that in your notes. It's the number one thing. Oh, I might have a whole nother training coming out about just this. MISS. What does MISS stand for? Make it sound special.
Sounds special.
Make it sound special. There's a difference between having a Zoom and an online lifestyle and legacy conversation. An interactive online lifestyle and legacy conversation. What we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about lifestyle. What kind of lifestyle? The lifestyle that you want. What kind of legacy? The one that your family deserves? Tell me how that works. I can't. That's why we're having the online interactive lifestyle and legacy conversation. You got to be there. Can't miss it. Friday at 5. It's my grand opening. You'll be one of the first to know my business. Everybody always trying to get in my business. I'm just going to let them in.
They knows it here.
I already know it. And then the last part is just confirming, because now, once they say yes to this, by the way, this is the first if, and it could be anything else you want to give them. If you want to use a video as your lead in, if I gave you the video website, when would you watch it, right? If I gave you access, invitation only webinar, where we review the concept, would you commit to attending? But understand that if I would you means when you move, I move. But if you don't move, I'm not moving. You can't have my access if you're not coming. If you're trying to come, if you're going to try to click this link on Friday at 6, never mind. I don't think you're capable of doing it. And then just get the commitment. Once you got the commitment, especially if they're doing a live event. So I'm going to see you Friday at 6. Yes, the invitation is going to come in your calendar. It's going to let you know an hour before and 15 minutes before. So you have time to get situated, to yell at the kids and tell them to sit down and shout, shout, shout. Tell them the date and time one more time. Repetition is a mother skill, but at this point, they've said yes 3 times to the same appointment. It starts to lock it into their minds, because I don't know if any of you are forgetful or have time displacement problems like I do. Meaning if I'm not looking at my calendar when someone tells me a date and time, it's difficult for me to see. Like Nikki be mad at me too. She be running off this bunch of dates and like the kids get out of school and they out for 3 weeks starting on this date and I got to go back to the classroom. I'm like, I think you just exploded my brain. I can't see what you're saying. Let me get my calendar out so I can see what you're saying. But by the time something said in repetition and they've said yes 3 times, that increases the likelihood that they will do yes, right? That's just building congruency in them. Reminder, those are the 8 steps. Pause, questions. Anybody got questions on the logic there?
No, sir.
Y'all good with practice? All right, let's play hot potato and then go home. Y'all want the cheat sheet?
I was actually writing it down. I got it somewhere in my notes already too, somewhere.
Well, I keep it on the screen so that you have it, so that everybody gets a chance. LaQuincy, you're it. Why am I it, Richard? Well, you're the newest executive. But also the way the game is played is when you play hot potato, the person that you invite, they invite the next person. So you get to pick anybody at random and invite them. And then they pick the next person. And once everybody's been invited and somebody invites me, I'm the last one to get invited, we're done. We can be done with this in about 7 minutes.
Okay.
Who are you inviting? This is preparation. Get it in your mind. Who are you going to invite? Do you see you all there?
Yeah. I'm gonna invite Brandy.
You're going to invite Brandy. Okay, you're going to invite Brandy. All right. And what are you inviting Brandy to?
To the Zoom.
Which one?
The grant. Well,
Yes, that is so silly and diabolical. Invite her to something she's definitely going to. Brilliant. I love it. Let's go.
Diabolical.
All right, Brandy, can you hear her?
She might be working.
Brandy might be working. Is Brandy at work?
Yeah, I think she is.
All right. X, Wanda, are y'all available to be invited? All right, we'll have to go with people that got faces and cameras on screen. So you got William or Rail.
Okay, Real.
All right. And by the way,
hey, Real, how you doing?
I didn't even get a ring. Hello, I'm here though. I know this got to be a good conversation. You called and I didn't even let it ring.
Can you see the cheat sheet?
Okay, hold on. I just got my hands on something and I wanted to know if you can help me out with something here.
Okay, what you got your hands on?
Well, I've been invited into a grand opening, and I was wondering if you could be available to come to the grand opening.
What's the grand opening for?
Financial literacy.
Okay.
And it's at 6 Central.
6 Central. Okay. You gonna be teaching it?
No, actually, I have a mentor. His name is Richard Hardin. He's gonna be presenting information about financial literacy.
Okay. Sound like a plan.
Okay, so what's the best email for you?
It's orel2715@gmail.com. ORELL2715@gmail.com.
Okay, I have your email.
All right.
See you then.
All right.
All right, everybody give it up for LaQuinta.
Hey, La,
Wait,
you
wait,
walked through the whole
let's get some,
thing, girl. That's what's
let's
up.
get some horns and things blazing in this chat.
Bam, 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 bam,
Bang,
bam.
bang, 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 bang. First up and first to invite after me. I'm gonna tell you ahead of time. That's already hard work, and you did well.
Okay, thank you.
What could we do to strengthen that invitation?
I kind of hesitated because when he was like, what are you inviting me to? And I had to sit there and think because I kind of like, it like slipped me like, wait a minute, what? And then I had to remember that the conversation is about financial literacy and who was going to be presenting it. So remembering basically.
Right. So, I mean, and that's actually, that's a good case in point. And I want you to remember, that's why I said the things I said about the invitation process. The preparation makes it easy on you. If you have to think about a lot of stuff on the spot, it does two things. It slows you down.
Right.
Because thinking takes longer than speaking, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it slows you down. It slows you down. So if you already know ahead of time, this is the event. Sometimes I have the invitation open on my phone and I'm reading the words that are in the invitation to the person. Y'all know that, right?
Yep.
Man, we getting together with just a handful of people in a virtual environment. So you don't even have to leave the house. And we're going to teach the rules of wealth that they did not teach us in school. The presenter, this is the thing that you got to get good at to make your invitations more effective. And it's effective in this way, not just that they show up, but they show up expecting to hear from this person. That makes sense. More important than my name, because it might not be me, is that this person is an expert. They know all the facts. They are documented in the industry, and they are setting aside time to help me. But you know the thing I love most about this person? They make finances fun. They're not talking about being broke and struggling. They talking about buying islands and having precious metals making money for them while they sleep. It's nobody else out here talking about this like this on Friday. Oh, by the way, that's my theme music for Friday night. That Johnny Kemp just got paid. Friday night party. Oh, I'm telling you, get the music in your life. Like if you, that's a number one thing for anybody that you want to strengthen your invitation. Get excited. Get excited. Now you just invited Rail, right? Because of people we have on camera, it's only one person left for him to invite. So Rail, why don't you invite William?
All right. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello?
What's up, Mr. William Russell? How you doing today?
Hey, Real man, I'm doing pretty good.
Hey, man, that's great, man. Hey, I found it.
What?
I found it.
Okay. What you done found, Real? Come on, man. No.
I found a community of people that is exposing the rules of the wealthy. You have to see it. I never seen nothing like this before. It's a lot of stuff that never been taught in school. And a brother by the name of Richard Harden, like this man's on fire. He like to have fun with breaking his things down to us and everything. And it's like never seen before. Like this is it. Like Michael Jackson said, like this is fire. You gotta see it. Gotta see it. And we'll be also having the Zoom later on tonight at about 7:00. Can you make that?
I don't know. 7:00 might be a little too soon for tonight.
Tonight at 7.
And you said, what do you say about this guy?
He's on fire. He loves to have fun. He's a granddad. Oh man, and he throws down. Like this guy's exciting. You got to meet this guy. Like
I like to have fun, but if it got anything to do with money, all right, bro, I'm gonna be there.
Okay. See you at 7, brother. Appreciate you.
Cool. See you there.
Awesome. Everybody give it up for Real. Hey man, that's how it got to be Cashville right there. Y'all see it's smooth confidence in an invitation. Now, Real, what could we do to make that even stronger?
Just blazing it some more. If my back wasn't hurting too much, I stand up, shake a leg, and
It's like,
be a little
you
more
gotta stick your
funny
chest out
and put some
He
chest
said
out
that.
and everything.
So,
And
so out of
I forgot.
everything,
I
like
forgot. I forgot to get it. I
I
forgot to
love
get
your
it.
double down on the edification, by the way.
Mhm.
You double down on the edification. I love it. Meaning, I think you did a Michael Jackson example. This is it. It's fine. Like, because by mixing the metaphor, right? You get to put people in a state of you about to miss this. Like they know they can talk to you tomorrow. But I got a special guest speaker, especially if you say coming all the way from Atlanta, right? I mean, even though Zoom, it doesn't matter that I'm in Atlanta. But but to them, that's somebody. They put this in your notes. An expert is a man coming from out of town with a briefcase and a suit. Right? So that would be the only thing. Like I because you've been so effective at invitation for so long period of time, I don't want to mess it up. I just want to turn it up. So you put that condition in there. Now, if I get because well, I know what you were like at the club. If I get you on my VIP guest list for Friday at 6, will you commit not to waste the spot I got? If I put you on VIP for my invitation only event Friday at 6, it's a grand opening. It's a celebration. Would you commit to be there? Does that make sense?
Yeah, make a
All
lot
right.
of sense.
All right. I mean, and by the way, these practice rounds, folks, is my attempt to make sure that we're all prepared. Because here's the reality. The very worst time to practice saying something for the first time is with the prospect. Does that make sense? And this is what I want you to understand. Because you're a small group, you're committed. I did some bonus training to help you level up faster as a group. Because if this gets to be your inviting culture, you'll outproduce the rest of my group.
Let's get it.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So if I can get 20 people to be great at invitations, we only have to be okay at presentations and people will get in. That makes sense? So yeah, that's awesome job. Only level up I give that one is if I would you, making sure that they know it's conditional and I'm trying to not let you miss out. I'm trying. I'm trying not to let you miss out, but you might mess around and miss out. All right. So, Mr. Russell, you have been officially invited to Brandy's grand opening. When is Brandy's grand opening?
On Friday at 6 Central.
It's Friday, 6 Central. Who's the speaker?
Man, this guy's an amazing guy, amazing gentleman. He's super successful out of Atlanta, Georgia. He's like one of the
Wait, don't invite yet. I just want to make sure you're prepared.
I know, I'm
ready.
but
Like,
that's how I'm gonna come.
Like
Either way.
Like think about it. Baseball players only wear their batting helmet and carry a bat about one time per inning. Most of the rest of the time, they got on a regular baseball cap and they have their glove in their hand. But when they get ready to get up to bat, they put on the batting gloves, they get their bat, they get the hard hat, so I'm gonna get hit in the head by the pitch that's coming. They take some practice swings they call it on deck when you're about to be up at bat. Y'all know that, right? In the on deck circle, they might put the weights on there so they practicing with a heavier bat, so the one they get up there to swing with is lighter.
Nice.
This is you getting into the on deck circle. I know what I'm inviting them to. I know who the speaker is, and I got the posture that if I invited you, I'm about to knock this ball out the park. All right, you up, sir? Who are you inviting?
I'm inviting you.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Ray Ray.
William Russell.
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Harden? How you doing?
Man, better than amazing, fantastic. I think if I got any better, I might be twins.
Oh man, I am so fired up, man. I am super fired up, man.
Why was
Listen,
good?
I just came across something, man, that is basically a life changer in the financial industry. And listen, I need your help, man. There's this guy out of Atlanta. He's one of the top financial coaches. He's a number one earner. He loves having fun with what he's doing. He's
Word?
helping a ton of people all across the country. And I like to invite you Friday night at 7 p.m. Any
Okay.
way you clear your calendar. And to
Friday
look
at
into
7.
this.
Right now, I don't think I have anything in my plans. So Friday at 7, where do I have to be?
Well, I tell you what, if I can get you a VIP invitation, right? Would you be there so that you can hear this gentleman break down some very vital information?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so what I'll need should be your email address because I like to send you a calendar invite as well, and then I will text you on the day of as well.
Okay. That works.
Can I count on you to be there?
I'm there. Friday at 7.
Okay, awesome.
And you just text me the link.
Yep,
All right, I'll be there.
cool.
All right, I just realized the problem with this exercise. All of us had good prospects. How many of you got some prospects that's full of shit?
Yes, sir.
Who's willing to be a bad prospect for me? I mean, some resistance. I'm not saying that you're a negative person, just you're not guaranteed to say yes. Does that make sense?
I'm a candidate for lie on this one. I'm gonna lie take this.
All right, here we go. All right, so all right. Hey, Rail, it's Richard. How are you, sir?
I'm good, brother.
Man, I am so glad I caught you. I know you are running 1,000,000 miles and supporting 1,000,000 miles. And it's because of how you care for and take care of people that it was important I get on the phone with you today. Listen, I'm hosting a special invitation only legacy and lifestyle conversation where we talk facts about money this Friday at 7 p.m. in Nashville. 6 p.m. in Nashville. If I put you on my VIP guest list, would you commit to showing up and taking notes?
I don't know about that. I don't need none of that.
Really?
I don't need none of that.
You don't need any money, any
I mean,
upgrades to legacy or lifestyle.
I
You good?
already got my own money coming in. I don't need none of that.
Good. Who do you know that needs to make some money?
I don't know nobody because I stay to myself.
Okay, well, you enjoy that. How's your mom and them?
They good.
All right, I gotta go. Love you to life. See you next time.
All right. See you.
Tell you what tell you what I'm not finna do.
Let you beat me up.
No. Real talk. Energy is real, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you find yourself in like you got to be careful. Sometimes you create the energy by what you bring to the table. But if you get on the phone with somebody and they start lowering your energy because of their negative bullshit, I mean, I'm sorry.
See you later. Bye.
How your mom and them? Like, I still care about that person, but that's not somebody I want to invite to bring that energy into my Zoom. Like, even if I did some kind of kung fu judo technique and said, well, if I send you the link, will you try to come? Nah.
Mm-mm.
You don't need it. I don't want to show it to you. If without seeing what it is that I'm excited about, you don't want to see it, I don't want to show you. And now I have the posture about having said, if I invited you, would you come? You saying you don't need it.
How your mama know?
How your mama know? Who do you know that might need to upgrade their lifestyle? or get some income coming in without having to get a second job. I didn't just retreat. Y'all saw that, right? I
Right.
went for a secondary of, hey, indirect. Who do you know that might need this information? And if he gave me a name or 2 names or 3 names, I'd call those names. And if any one of those people have said they would come, I'd call them back and let them know. Thanks for referring that person. They're coming to check it out. You sure y'all want to know what we're doing? Because people have bad days, yes?
Yeah.
Somebody
I
could have
know.
just kicked this dog and spit on his windshield, right? All of that could have happened before y'all got on the phone. You don't know what was in their life. But at least give yourself the release of not trying, put this in your notes. We're not trying to arrest the suspect. We're here for prospects, y'all. And somebody that don't know nobody and don't need none of that stuff, don't need to be on my phone. I love you to life. I gotta go.
You,
Mhm.
you know,
Through the rocks.
in that example, what it showed me, the second part of that, the compliment. And this is how you set somebody at ease. I missed that part. And even if they're, you can feel a vibe coming. When you compliment, you throw them slap off balance.
It's important. It's a critical, like this is, they call this, in addition to calling this business network marketing, they call it relationship marketing. And the one question you want to answer for that person before they ask you is, why did you call me? So that's something in my preparation that I have on my list. Why did I get this person's information and say we were going to get connected? Remember when we were at the gym and you were talking about how you're managing a team that has 9 spots, but you haven't been fully staffed since the day they hired you, and you drive from Austell, Georgia to Tucker to work out before you go to work so you don't go in there pissed off? That's Ray that I talked to today, by the way.
Right.
What if I could show you a way to replace the job and the commute so that you can work out when you want to and where you want to and enjoy the people and the situation you're working in instead of working under a clock without enough people to help? I don't know how I go. We'll see when y'all meet Ray.
Collecting them. Yeah.
Does that make sense? It's as you're doing your prospecting, you're collecting information. And what I put in my notes beside any person that I'm inviting is, why do I like them? What do I like about them? What do I admire about them? What can I compliment about them? And the more personal it is, and the more accurate to what they think you know about them, the easier they agree. It's good. All right. I went a little bit over that negative example, but I wanted to say real life is the disadvantage that we have in this Zoom is we're going to all say yes. Practice on some people that are going to say yes. As a matter of fact, find somebody in your house, not in the business, and just say, I want to practice this so that it comes out smooth, but say yes to me every time I invite you. So you start setting the expectation in your mind that people want what we have. They just don't know it yet. We just got to be good at inviting them to see it and inviting them in a way that makes them want to show up, eager to learn. All right. Hey, that's it. I'm gone. Any questions before I get out of here? I'm not rushing y'all because it's bedtime, because they went to TT's house. So I have an actual quiet house behind me right now. Any questions?
Oh yeah. Nah.
Awesome.
When you going dancing next?
Shoot. Tomorrow. Is tomorrow Thursday?
Tomorrow Thursday.
Tomorrow. Shoot. If I think about it, who dancing Wednesday night? They coming back from TT's house and they still got to go to school tomorrow. All right. I'm not going today, but tomorrow.
Well, whenever we get together again, bro, we got to do a land dance. But
Absolutely.
I'm learning from scratch or something I know. We got to do something.
Hey, that's real.